Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got a great video right from my RV at Daytona Raceway. It's about Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope's a great TV show out on Netflix. You can watch the episodes in any order you want and you don't get lost. It's really pretty cool. I'm going to be reviewing the episode called Green. It's a prison escape and a little bit about the show. It's pretty interesting. So before I get started though, check us out on YouTube member program. Please check us out on Patreon. Check my cigars, all our merch. Check this out, the book. More importantly, if you're a parent, anybody, check our parenting program out. It is unbelievable. It is coming August 19th and 20th in Orlando at the Rosen Center. It's a big event. You can hear more about it. We're doing a whole podcast on it this week. It's going to be really cool. We're giving parents tips that nobody knows. It's going to be amazing. Very, very educational. And most parents have no idea what's going on. And that doesn't make them a bad parent. It makes them normal. All right, let's jump into this video. When you have a series like this, I want to tell you what they got wrong or what they got right when it comes to prison scenes, because they do have a bunch of prison scenes. So we're going to go into this. All right, let's try this. Boy, did I like this because, listen, I did a lot of acid in prison, and it was the one thing that probably saved me a lot too, as well. Watching them make these lollipop acid and the drugs. Acid can be put in anything, but this is pretty cool the way she's doing it, and they're actually showing it. I like this scene right here. Look what she's doing. She's handing the guard something. And it's true. That actually happens all the time. If you remember a case I did on TV when these two prisoners called Matt and Sweat escaped Attica prison up in upstate New York, and they were on the run for 3 weeks. It was a national manhunt. They had the girl. One guy was having sex with the girl worker there. She worked in industries. But that's where I saw it most, was the industries. Either the librarians or the food service personnel or contract workers coming into the place. That is what normally happens. This one part right here, I like. Look at the way she just slides tickets over. I mean, that happens rarely. Just an overt move, because there's too many cameras there and they're not going to take tickets right in front of people. I mean, there's no way they're going to do that. But I will tell you, they'll get to them on the streets, which is easy. They meet them at a grocery store and they talking to them. They don't know, oh, you work at the prison? Yeah, oh, that's where I saw you. And before you know it, their conversation, if they have a drink or something, starts talking about wild stuff. And before you know it, this girl is on the hook to these people. And that's kind of how it happens. It's not happen with the tickets run across the table. That doesn't happen. Well, they're not showing how he's getting them back into the prison, because he would have to suitcase those. Yes, I say it a lot, but he has to suitcase that. If he doesn't suitcase it, they are going to strip search him going back into the prison. So in this case, yes, she got that in. And that comes in, the visitors are easy to bring it in because she can actually put in her vagina in like a Kotex thing or something of that nature and actually go to the bathroom and then take it out. Or obviously in the anal canal. How he's doing this, I don't know, because they don't say it. I like the move though with the fingers. Never seen it. First time I saw the move, but a pretty cool move, and especially because it's phone chips, SIM cards. And when I was in, we didn't have that. Now I'm hearing how crazy it is with phones.
What's up, fellas? How you doing? How's the oatmeal? Good? It's actually a new kind of oatmeal with groats.
This person who got that in is passing it around the prison, like in front of other people would see and stuff. That wouldn't happen at all. Listen, when you do a deal in prison, you don't do it in front of anybody, period. And I did a lot of deals in prison. In this case, she's going up like that, putting it under the table, and the guy's passing it down. Yes, people will help you. Nobody will snitch in a maximum security prisons now. But I'm not chancing that. I'm giving it to the guy when I see him on the rec yard. So I'm not passing it through to multiple different people and all that. And just like, it's kind of like over-dramatized, that part of it. But it is a show.
Hey, what's up? How you been?
I'm great. How you doing?
Better now.
This scene, he's passing something off right in the chow hall like this. Like, you don't think that's scene? I mean, that's the oldest bullshit trick in the book. Give me 5 and shake my hand, and you pass something off. Oh, come on, that's just bullshit. But again, it's dramatizing that he's working with the black people. Races stick together pretty much in prison in a very big way. In this case, obviously not. That's okay, because you can work with other groups in prison. That's why this one's like wrong, because those other groups will stick. Everybody's making money. You gotta remember that. It's a money-making operation. And I mean a big money. People in prison have money. That move I've seen done with cans in kitchens. They have to open cans, obviously. Well, what happens then is the top of a can, a tuna can, we had tuna cans. They even did away with those now. Now they have tuna bags, and then we had the actual can, and you bend over that can, and you can literally make it like a pizza cutter or a knife, and you sharpen it too. So that, well, in this case, he's cutting a piece of the can away, and then he's gonna fold that thing, and when they throw it away, they think it's one thing. They don't look, because it's a whole piece. But sometimes they will question a whole piece, gone or missing. In kitchens, in prison, if a knife comes up missing, the whole place is shut down. The whole prison is shut down, so you gotta remember that.
Talk to you soon, all right? Cool.
He cannot believe that his cellie did the juice like that. And he's a cellie with a black guy. You don't see that often, especially in penitentiaries. We did have one guy who did do that, and I didn't know the deal with it, or who did what, but I did see that, and nobody gave him help. I mean, usually in the maximum security prisons, if you're in there, you're in there for a reason.
After everything Judy's been doing for me while I've been in the inside, I ought to do what's right, you know? I'm thinking I take her to a game, 7th inning stretch, and boom! Pose on the Jumbotron, man.
How long you known this girl before you came in?
I love this scene. Don't get married. I'm only kidding, but you hear him? That is kind of common in prison, people. You start thinking about the one girl you had, and a lot of guys get wrapped into that, and that's bad too. But anyway, in this case here, he's already talking about the Jumbotron. You gotta put that out of your head in a penitentiary, otherwise you're gonna get killed. And he's got this girl bringing shit in. That made me wanna tell you about this guy. I think he's no good, because I would never put a loved one of mine in jeopardy by having them bring something into a prison. We had people bring it in, and usually they were strippers or escorts or whatever, something like that you knew and you partied with and whatever it was on the street. You never let somebody you love like that, your wife or your mother, your sister, bring something into prison, because if they get caught, the charge is called introducing contraband into a federal institution. Big no-no. Big federal offense. If it's something illegal, narcotics or something, even more of a charge. So who's gonna put their own loved one in? This guy, now he loves her, but because she brings him phone chips, kind of bad. Let's move on.
Hey, you all right?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Now in this prison, wow, a motor vehicle. I mean, they're all pretty working there. I mean, you'll see that, but again, more supervision. They're not showing much supervision. In this prison, they're letting them do, I guess, crafts in their cell. You didn't see that too often in many prisons. And the tools they get are very uncommon.
It means no more SIM cards. He told his boss he stole the cards. He's out. They fired him on the spot.
I got guys in here who are expecting cards.
All it takes, obviously during a visit, but I wouldn't do that with a girl again, but in this case, they lost their connection. So the SIM cards, and it's so common in the real world. But you go bring that back to prison. If you ever would have sold some of them SIM cards, on the comments or what they call it, you're going to be in a lot of trouble in prison, because if they don't get their item, they want a piece of you, man. It's not like, oh, we'll wait another week. No, you promised them, and it's over.
Well, I got the results from your blood work here, and the good news is you're in excellent health for a man your age and situation.
It's funny. They're showing a medical staff that cares. I talk about it often. That is not common. First of all, we had doctors that weren't even, they lost their certifications, they lost their license in the state, but being they're on a federal institution, they can actually still practice medicine.
All fingers point right back at me.
So come along.
Got 6 months left. I get busted trying to self-parole, that's another dime, at least.
Yes, that's crazy. If you had 6 months to live, 6 months to get out, you're not gonna do any. I don't care for a girl or anybody. You're gonna catch yourself. That's just BS. But again, it's a TV show.
Someone take me to medical. I need to get my IV.
You don't just go up to a guard and say, take me to medical. It's either emergency or you're on what they call the call out. If you're on the call out, that's one reason, because they have an appointment for you. But you don't just say, I want to go to that, unless you fall out, unless you're sick, a guard just said, no, go to see a counselor. It's not going to just cuff you up and bring you over there. And they don't cuff you up, you're on the compound. Obviously that wouldn't happen, and if it happened, they'd have what they call recall. The minute something happens, whether it's a fight or stabbing, it's recall, recall, back to your units, recall. Everybody does that. In this case, they're all dancing, not listening, and everything else. So I don't get that. So it is what it is. But it's a pretty cool design of an escape. Get everybody all fucked up, and then that's called misdirection. We did that in robberies too. I, threw a Molotov cocktail in an area and see how long the police take to get there, and you might do one over there, so they're all the way across town. So always remember that.
We have a situation in the mess.
Somebody sick?
It's hard to explain. Warden wants you to get your people down here ASAP.
We're on our way. Grab a kit and crash cart just in case.
What about them?
No, they're not going anywhere.
Doesn't happen. You think they would leave 2 inmates in a medical facility with all the sharp instruments and drugs and, are you kidding me? Never happened. That was like, oh, they'll be all right. They ain't going anywhere. That really took this escape to the next level where I said, it could never happen like that. I don't know what freezing a door would open it. I don't know why that would happen. If anybody knows, please put it in the comments. I'd like to see that myself.
This is locked down. Medical aid is everyone in their cells.
Officer, I am so glad you're here. I'm completely lost.
I give him a lot of credit there. He gave up his escape, which I don't think he wanted to begin with, so the other guy can get away. To me, that's a convict move, we call it. That's a convict move. It's not an inmate move, it's a convict move. Obviously, being smart enough to stay in that trunk, and after he rigged the trunk, because he was at his shop, I get that, and he waited all the way until he conned the doc. So I got to give him a lot of credit there. Obviously, you see why he had to need that razor that was cut from the kitchen. So without that guy, his cellie, in the beginning he said, you need me. He's right. He needed him.
I'm sorry. You're right. I
don't want anything from you. You left me. You sent me away when I needed you. What kind of father does that?
I had a similar situation like that. My daughter was a lot younger, and she ended up saying to me one day, I was yelling at her, I was giving her discipline, and she says, where were you my whole life? How do you think that made me feel? She didn't do it. I love my daughter. We're very close to this day, but it showed me how much harm you did to someone who, and they know how to throw it back at you. So, and I deserved it, but we talked about that incident many times. And where were you my whole life? How do you think that feels? I know where I was making a living, but obviously the wrong way. But the escape itself had too many flaws and it could never happen, obviously. And then he's running around town, meeting this one, talking in the lobby of places. There'd be APBs all over the place, all points bulletin. So that is kind of BS too. But it's a great show. You gotta watch. I'm gonna watch the whole series now. I wanted to start with the prison because you can watch any episode you want. So if you know the show, comment, please. I love watching movies because it gets me away from the real world, TV shows. Have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe, make good choices. You never want to be in prison, that's for sure. And I'll see you Sunday.